As a nutritionist, I see so many men over 60 doing their best to stay healthy. You're cutting back on red meat, you're choosing what you think are heart healthy options, and you're trying to stay active. But I have to be honest with you. There's one category of food that many of you are likely eating every single day that is silently wrecking your health. I had a client, a man named John, 68 years old, who was doing everything right, or so he thought. He walked 2 miles every single morning. He avoided butter and cooked with vegetable oil. He chose lean turkey sandwiches for lunch and had a sensible cereal for breakfast. But John couldn't figure out why he was still gaining belly fat, why his joints ached, or why his doctor was suddenly using scary words like pre diabetic and high risk for heart disease. He was frustrated and scared, feeling like his own body was betraying him no matter how hard he tried. The answer wasn't in his medicine cabinet, it was in his pantry, hiding in plain sight. And today, I am begging you to get it out of yours. The truth is, there's a hidden enemy in our food supply, an enemy that's been cleverly marketed to us as easy, convenient, and sometimes even good for us. Getting rid of this one type of food is the single most powerful step you can take to reclaim your energy, protect your heart, and secure your future. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and what you should be eating instead. The hidden enemy, ultra processed foods. The food I'm begging you to ditch isn't one single thing like bread or cheese. It's a huge and sneaky category of products that now makes up more than half of all calories eaten in the Western world. Ultra processed foods. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Processing just means changing a food from its natural state. Isn't cheese processed? Is bread processed? Yes, but there's a huge difference. Minimal processing, like putting oats in a bag or freezing vegetables, is perfectly fine. Traditional processing, like turning milk into cheese or wheat into real whole grain bread, is also generally okay. Ultra processed foods are on another level. These aren't just modified foods, they're industrial formulations. Think of them as mixtures of various industrial ingredients, stuff you would never find in your own kitchen. They are engineered by teams of scientists to be hyper palatable, which is a fancy way of saying they're so incredibly tasty that they make you ignore your body's natural I'm full signals. They're packed with things like protein isolates, high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, and emulsifiers. We're talking about sugary breakfast cereals, packaged snacks, most deli meats, frozen dinners, and sweetened drinks. Here's the tough part. Your body often struggles to recognize these industrial substances. Instead of processing them as nourishing food, some of these chemical additives can put your immune system on alert, triggering a low grade, constant state of emergency. This isn't like the inflammation you get from a cut on your finger, which is a healthy, normal response. This is chronic inflammation, a silent, simmering fire inside your body that day after day damages your cells and tissues. This chronic inflammation is at the root of so many diseases we fear as we get older. It plays a major role in nearly every serious condition, from heart disease and type 2 diabetes to arthritis and even certain cancers. It damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels, which leads to high blood pressure, plaque buildup, and a much higher risk of heart attack and stroke. It messes with the good bacteria in your gut, leading to digestive problems and even more inflammation. And for men, it creates an environment that's terrible for testosterone production, fueling that loss of energy, muscle, and vitality. So let's get specific. I'm going to walk you through the four worst offenders in this category. We'll uncover where they hide, why they're so destructive, and what powerful, life giving foods you should be eating instead. The deception of processed meats. Let's start with something many men see as a daily staple: processed meats. This means the bacon and sausage you might have for breakfast, the deli meat in your sandwich, like bologna, salami, and even those pre-packaged roast beef or turkey slices, and the hot dogs you grill on the weekend. The World Health Organization has classified processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen. That's the same category as tobacco smoke and asbestos. Just let that sink in for a moment. Eating just 50 grams of processed meat a day, that's about one hot dog or a few slices of deli meat, is linked to an 18% higher risk of colorectal cancer. A major study on US male health professionals confirmed that high consumption of these foods was tied to a greater risk of colon cancer. That risk just keeps adding up over time. So, why are they so dangerous? It really boils down to two things: preservatives and bad fats. To make these meats look fresh and last for weeks, manufacturers pump them full of preservatives like sodium nitrates. When you digest these chemicals, they can form compounds in your body that actually damage the cells in your colon, which can lead to cancer. Then there's the salt. Processed meats are one of the biggest sources of hidden sodium in our diets. As you get older, your body becomes more sensitive to salt, which means it has a more dangerous effect on your blood pressure. When you eat too much sodium, your body hangs onto water to dilute it. That extra fluid increases the volume of blood in your vessels, making your heart work harder and driving your blood pressure through the roof. This is a leading cause of heart disease, stroke, and kidney failure. The swap. Let me be crystal clear. Don't just look for nitrate free labels because many of those use natural preservatives that have similar negative effects. The real solution is to swap processed meats for fresh, unprocessed proteins. Instead of a deli meat sandwich, use leftover baked chicken or roast beef that you cooked yourself. Instead of bacon or sausage for breakfast, have a couple of eggs. They're a fantastic source of high quality protein and key nutrients. Choose fresh, lean meats, poultry, and fish. Think grilled chicken breast, baked salmon, or a lean cut of steak, foods that are naturally low in sodium and free of harmful preservatives. Sabotaging, the benefit. By making this one swap, you are dramatically cutting your risk of colorectal cancer. You're taking a huge load off your heart by lowering your sodium intake. You're giving your body clean protein to build and maintain precious muscle mass, which is absolutely critical for staying strong as you age. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about upgrading to foods that actually fuel your body instead of fighting it. The empty crunch of fried foods and salty snacks. Next up are the foods that deliver that satisfying crunch: fried foods and processed salty snacks. This covers the obvious stuff like French fries, fried chicken, and onion rings, but it also includes all those bags of potato chips, crackers, and pretzels lining the grocery store aisles. These foods hit you with a 1-2 punch. First, they're usually fried in industrial seed oils that are loaded with omega 6 fatty acids. While we need some omega 6s, the modern diet gives us a massive pro inflammatory overdose, which just adds fuel to that simmering fire of chronic inflammation. The high heat cooking process also creates harmful compounds that cause even more damage to your cells. Second, these foods are the poster child for empty calories. They are packed with calories but have almost zero nutritional value, no fiber, no vitamins, no minerals. And because they lack fiber and protein, they don't actually make you feel full. It's why you can polish off a whole bag of chips and still feel hungry, leading directly to weight gain, especially that stubborn belly fat. That belly fat isn't just about looks. It's basically a factory for inflammatory chemicals and a huge risk factor for heart disease and diabetes. And the swap. This is where you can get creative and find some truly satisfying alternatives. Instead of frying everything, get friendly with your oven, grill, or air fryer. You can make amazing fries from sweet potatoes or carrots by just tossing them in a little olive oil and baking until they're crispy. Instead of potato chips, grab a small handful of nuts like almonds or walnuts or some pumpkin seeds. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, and magnesium that give you stable, lasting energy. You can even make your own kale chips at home with a sprinkle of seasoning. The benefit. When you make this swap, you are fighting inflammation directly. You're stabilizing your blood sugar, which gives you more consistent energy and slashes your risk of developing diabetes. You're nourishing your body with healthy fats that protect your heart and your brain. You'll find your cravings for that salty, crunchy junk just start to fade away as your body gets the real nutrients it's been begging for. The hidden danger in your glass. The third offender is maybe the most deceptive because it goes down so easily: sugary drinks. This includes the obvious sodas, but also fruit juices, sweetened iced teas, sports drinks, and so-called vitamin waters. So many men think they're making a healthy choice with a glass of orange juice in the morning, but the reality is very different. When you eat a whole orange, you get sugar, but it comes packaged with fiber. That fiber slows down how quickly your body absorbs the sugar, which prevents a big blood sugar spike. When you drink a glass of orange juice, you're getting the sugar of several oranges with almost none of the fiber. The effect on your body is a massive, rapid flood of sugar. This sugar bomb forces your body to release a huge wave of insulin to get the sugar out of your blood. Over time, this leads to weight gain, damaged blood vessels, and insulin resistance. Some studies show a direct link between high sugar intake and chronic inflammation, especially in the prostate, which can worsen issues like BPH and its frustrating urinary symptoms. And please don't fall for the sugar free trap. Drinks with artificial sweeteners are not a healthy get out of jail free card. Research suggests they can mess up the healthy bacteria in your gut, which can increase inflammation and may even lead to weight gain by confusing your brain's response to sweetness. The swap. The best, simplest, and most powerful swap is water. Staying hydrated is critical for every single function in your body. If you find plain water boring, add some lemon, lime, or cucumber slices to it. Unsweetened herbal teas, both hot and iced, are another fantastic choice. Green tea in particular is full of antioxidants. If you're a coffee drinker, have it black or with a little milk or cream, but skip the sugar and sweetened creamers. The benefit. Switching from sugary drinks to water will have an almost immediate effect. You'll cut your daily calorie intake without even trying, making it easier to manage your weight. You'll stabilize your blood sugar and energy, getting rid of those afternoon slumps. You will reduce chronic inflammation all over your body, protecting your heart, your prostate, and your brain. This one change can be one of the most effective things you do to lower your risk for diabetes. The special dangers: alcohol and grapefruit. Finally, I want to talk about two specific items that pose unique risks for men over 60: alcohol and grapefruit. Let's start with alcohol. While it can be part of socializing, alcohol just hits harder as we get older. It can ruin your sleep quality, increase your risk of falling, and have dangerous interactions with common medications for blood pressure, anxiety, and pain. Just like sugary drinks, alcohol can lead to weight gain while providing zero nutrition. Worse, research shows that alcohol can lower testosterone levels and hurt male vitality. The official guidelines recommend no more than 2 drinks per day for men, but if you have chronic health conditions or are on medication, even that might be too much. Now for the one that surprises everyone: grapefruit. This seemingly healthy fruit contains compounds that can interfere with how your body processes more than 50 common prescription drugs, including medications for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, anxiety, and insomnia. This interaction can cause the medicine to build up to toxic levels in your body, leading to serious side effects. For example, drinking grapefruit juice while on certain statins can dramatically increase drug levels in your blood, raising the risk for kidney damage. And it's not just grapefruit. Seville oranges, the kind used in marmalade, pomelos, and some limes can do the same thing. The swap. For alcohol, the best path is moderation or even avoidance. Try non-alcoholic beers or sparkling water with a twist of lime when you're out. For grapefruit, if you are on any prescription medication, you must talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Ask them directly, does this medication interact with grapefruit? If it does, swap it for other amazing fruits like berries, apples, or sweet oranges like Navel or Valencia, which are safe. The benefit. Being smart about alcohol and vigilant about grapefruit is a simple but critical part of taking care of yourself after 60. You protect yourself from dangerous drug side effects, you'll sleep better, and you'll support your overall health. It's a small adjustment that could be a literal lifesaver.
So, we've covered a lot today, but the message is simple and powerful. The single most damaging category of food for men over 60 is ultra-processed foods. By kicking processed meats, fried snacks, and sugary drinks out of your diet, you're not just avoiding bad stuff, you are actively building good health. You are putting out the fires of chronic inflammation, protecting your heart, and giving your body the clean fuel it needs to build muscle, maintain energy, and truly thrive. Remember my client John? We cleaned out his pantry. We replaced the sugary cereal with eggs and spinach. We swapped his turkey sandwich for a big salad with grilled chicken. We ditched the chips for a handful of almonds. In just a few months, he lost that stubborn belly fat. His joint pain vanished, and his doctor was blown away by his improved blood pressure and blood sugar levels. John felt like he had gotten his life back.
This is not about some complicated, restrictive diet. It's about getting back to real food, the kind of food your great grandparents would recognize. Focus on vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Cook at home more often so you know exactly what you're eating. It's a simple shift that will fundamentally change the course of your health. You have the power to build a stronger, healthier future for yourself, and it starts with your very next meal. If you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence based advice to help you age with strength. And please share this video with someone you care about, a brother, a father, a friend who needs to hear this. It could honestly change their life. Now, I have a question for you. What is the one processed food you are going to ditch starting today? Let me know in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey.